What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at my 2023 work from home setup. This is where I spend my time working as a developer, content creating, and also the occasional gaming session. Starting on the left side of the desk, we have this plant. I've had it for a little while now, and it's really started to grow. It's nicknamed a money tree, but it's called a pakira. Here is the label in case I've clearly mispronounced that name. I think it's always good to have some plants dotted around, as it just brings some colour and some life to your setup. Leading on to one of the biggest talking points of my setup is the LEGO Discovery rocket, which often gets called a plane and is always asked how is it mounted on the wall. I picked up the wall mount from Etsy. If I can find the link, then I'll be sure to drop it below. It's just a couple of screws and you're good to go. Because it was 3D printed specifically for this model, it mounts exactly where the holes are on the aircraft. Mounting Lego is a must in my opinion, as it frees up so much space, but yet still looks so awesome. It's definitely one of my favourite parts of this setup. The screen bar of choice here is from BenQ. Screen bars are a must at any setup. Whether it's day or night, having this on just brightens up your whole desk. This is the older model, and I have the button just attached to my monitor arm behind my monitor. So it's nicely tucked away and I just reach over to turn it on or off. Powering the setup currently is my newest addition, the 15-inch M2 MacBook Air. This thing is a beast and it does exactly what I need it to do. I picked up the silver colorway with 512GB SSD and 24GB of RAM. I use this for both coding and video editing, which it does both without a grumble. The bigger size screen, keyboard and trackpad are all great upgrades over the 13-inch. And this is the 13-inch. So this is an M1 13-inch MacBook Air, and this is the machine I use for work. So it's absolutely loaded with Docker containers and a million different code bases. Hence the reason for picking up the new 15-inch model so I can use it for personal stuff. I have the MacBook in a black leather case from Andar, and because I do travel into the office weekly, I always figured it was best to have some sort of additional protection. The silver circles are just stuck on magnets for using additional screen from Mobile Pixels. You've probably seen it on my Instagram. So when I am sat here working, it's usually powered by a MacBook. Just depends on the model. But both run off a single USB-C cable from monitor to MacBook while staying fully charged, which is fantastic. Here's a closer look at the size differences between the two models and why those extra 2 inches make all the difference. So when I'm sat here working on side projects, I usually tend to play a movie in the background. Again, this always seems to get a lot of attention on Instagram because people think it's some kind of magic power. But it's not, it's just background sound. I'm focused on the code, but have this on as some sort of noise whilst I work. Now and again I stop to look up, and then not before long, I get straight back into the code. I've always worked this way, and it's just multitasking, as otherwise I have no time to watch anything. The monitor of choice currently is the BenQ PD32200U. It's a bit of a mouthful, that name, but I do have a full YouTube review on this monitor already up on the channel if you'd like to know a little bit more about it. I've mounted the screen on a monitor arm from AVLT. This is one of my favourite arms to date. This monitor has some real weight to it and it handles it just fine with tons of adjustability. I also think that monitor arms just make desk setups look so much cleaner. It's got great cable management built in, which is why you can only see the cables here running into and through the arm into the back of the monitor. So the desk I use is from FlexiSpot, and this was sent out to me a good few years ago now. It is a sit-stand desk, but I don't tend to stand much. and the worktop is even older than that. It's from my old IKEA desk. It's 140 by 60 and pretty thick, but it's solid and looks great. Quick look underneath the desk and you'll see a footrest which I use daily. I have them at both setups and think that they're a must. This was just the cheapo one off Amazon. It's not branded at all. Currently my flight sticks sit under here. I don't actually use them that much at the minute as I just have no time. A power cable and a 10-meter HDMI which routes around the entire length of my room, and it goes straight into the back of my PC because I also sit here for the occasional gaming session. A MagSafe charger from Hypershop, as I like to keep an eye on my phone and incoming emails or notifications. I'm also able to charge up my AirPods or my new Poly Voyager headphones here. I have a white OLED switch off to my right, which isn't used all that often. It is however docked and plugged in at all times, so it's always ready to go if you fancy playing some Mario or even some Pokemon. These little decorative helmets were picked up from my visit to Rome last year, one of my favourite places in the world, and I cannot wait to go back. These were bought in the gift shop inside the Colosseum. When I saw them, I just had to get them. They're a nice little reminder of a wonderful trip and a beautiful city. Similarly, this was picked up from my recent visit to Barcelona as a souvenir, and it just sits down here next to my snake plant, which used to be at my old iMac setup. The chair I daily at this setup is from Autonomous. If I can find a link, then I'll drop it down below. It's super comfortable with again some really nice adjustability for the arms. A comfortable chair is important when sat down all day, and this is fab. My only complaint is it is a bit noisy and squeaks. However, I'm sure if I was to take it apart and put it back together, it would probably solve it. It's a rubber mesh-like material, which is really breathable, so helps keep you cool in the summer months. And once I'm done for the day, it drops down to the perfect height and tucks neatly away under my desk, which frees up some really wanted space. So there we have it, my 2023 work from home, productivity, creativity and minor gaming setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll try to list as many links down below as I can. Any questions, please feel free to just drop them down below, and until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.